A few days ago, I asked all of you in a podcast episode about some new topics, some new ideas that I can record a podcast from. So I received many ideas, and some of them were about accepting the changes in our bodies, life after concussion, how to talk to loved ones, stories of hope, how to deal with symptoms. So I received many of them, and I thought, okay, let's start with a story of hope. Because there's one girl, and I'm following her for a while on Instagram. She is Dutch, so her account is in Dutch, and she also has a podcast, and this is in Dutch too. So for all the people who are listening and who are Dutch, this Instagram page and her podcast is called Hersenschudding Leven. So please look for it because it's a great one. But I just want to share her story of hope because she posted a few Instagram posts lately. She is not that active anymore because she told in the post that she is just picking up life again, and she is not sharing that many things about her concussion anymore because it's not her main thing in life anymore. So I just want to read her Instagram post. I translate them from Dutch to English so that all the people who are not speaking the Dutch language, they can understand it too. Okay, she shared this update. Just a quick update. I've been living in Curaçao for just over a year now. Things are going really well, and I can honestly say that I'm fully recovered. I can do everything I want, and I no longer worry about whether I can handle it. I graduated and work 40 hours a week, and I can still go out on weekends. Curaçao, where things are less overwhelming than in the Netherlands, helps me enjoy life again. However, over the past months, I've been quiet on my account and paused making new episodes for the podcast. This was because I shifted my focus to graduating and learning to let go of my concussion. I noticed that the more I actively brainstormed topics for new episodes, the harder it became to figure out what I wanted to talk about. I felt a distance from it all and could identify less and less with the content until I reached a point where I could finally call myself fully recovered. Taking this step back allowed me to reflect on my future. Not just what I can't do, but what I truly want. This space helped me decide to immigrate to an island with fewer stimuli, more peace, less stress, and more positivity, Curaçao. Slowly, I'm shaping my life here with all the tools I've learned over the years. In a month and a half, I will graduate, marking the beginning of a new phase. I look forward to this with light nerves and a lot of enthusiasm. I finally found out what helps me relax both physically and mentally. This has made me feel more balanced and recover faster after busy days. Yes, I still get headaches sometimes, feel dizzy, need more sleep, and sometimes reach my limits, but this is the same for everyone. I know that completely recovery isn't possible for everyone, but I hope to inspire people to keep going. Every little step brings more freedom. I came from a place where I couldn't handle light or sound, couldn't go outside, couldn't be with people, and couldn't even go to the supermarket. I isolated myself in my room, hoping that one day I wouldn't have unbearable headaches. I couldn't see a future and felt completely lost in fear. Now, 5 years later, I have moved on and left all of that behind. So this was her story, and I am so happy for her. And it really even makes me emotional to read this because, of course, we all know how it feels to feel that lost and alone and where you don't have any hope anymore. It can be so hard, right? Oh, I'm getting emotional because, yeah, I think you also feel this one. I'm just so happy for her. And I just know that so many things are possible in recovery. And believe me, I've been there too. I was feeling so lost and I thought it would never end, that I was in this cycle. And I tried so many things. I went to see a physical therapist, but also a psychologist. I did acupuncture. Oh, I did so many things. I can't even count it. So I'm just happy for her, and I just want to share this with you so you know that things are possible, and yeah, you compare your situation to hers. She was in the same boat. I was in the same boat. We're both feeling much better now. And yes, it took a while, but yeah, recovery sometimes just takes time, and that's okay too. It's all about figuring out what works for you, how you can rest your brain. There are many things out there, but it's not for everyone, of course. We are all so different. Every concussion is different. So I am always a big fan of trying things, but let's say but, because I am also a big fan of trying one thing at a time. So I've been at the place that I was trying 10 things at the same time and end up very overstimulated. I was I just didn't know anymore what was helping and what was not helping. So please don't do too many things at the same time. Yes, try new things, but one thing at a time, because then you can measure how you feel, you know if it's helping or you know if it's not helping, and then you can move on to another one. Just a story of hope. And again, if you have any advice for me about a topic that you want to hear more of, please let me know. Or if you have some people who would love to be on this podcast, this can be a concussion survivor who wants to share their story, but it can also be an expert who feel like, hey, I think this is something that more concussion survivors need to know. Please reach out to me. I would love to have some podcast episode with people and talk about this, because I think more people need to know about how it feels to have a concussion, but also the loved ones to understand it better, but also experts who feel like, hey, I can help concussion survivors. I have seen great results with my approach. Please reach out. I just try to bring this in the world so more people know about this and also know about that there is hope. Please believe me, there is always hope. If you feel right now, I'm so lost, I don't know what to do anymore, let me know. You can always send me a message on Instagram. I would love that. So maybe we can brainstorm from there, so I can help you maybe find a treatment or maybe give you some tips about dealing with something. Let me know. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I really hope this was helpful for you. If it was, and if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, would you maybe do one small thing in return? Leave a short review or thumbs up on YouTube. The more reviews this podcast will get, the easier it is for other people to find this podcast and to feel less alone and lost in their journey. Oh, and one last thing. I would love it if you share a helpful episode on Instagram in a post or in a story and tag the concussion community in it. Or you can always send me a direct message. I love to see who is listening. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.